I spent 100 days as a shooter in the first world of Blox Fruits, leveling up from level 1 to level 700, getting all the weapons and unlocking all the abilities. I just created the account, and to level up, I need to buy my first weapon, and it costs $5,000. But right now, I only have 383. After a while of getting chests, this was the last one for us to get 5,000 in cash. And now, to buy our first weapon here in Sterling, we talk to this NPC on Central Island, and for $5,000 can get it. Now that I've got my first weapon, I don't need to get close to defeat the enemy, but I can only take down one at a time. So gathering everyone won't help since I can only hit one. The only problem is that I can only defeat one at a time. So if I want to gather everyone, it won't help at all, since I can only hit one. First, I'm going to do a 20-minute grind and put all the points into weapons to deal as much damage as possible. Now at level 10, we can already go to the next island. Now on the new island, I will continue using the slingshot. I'm only going to stop using it when we unlock all the abilities. I've already leveled up so we can face the first boss, but so far I haven't even unlocked the first skill of our slingshot. To defeat the Gorilla King, I just need to keep my distance and keep using the slingshot till we take him down. That way, I'm sure I won't end up dying and that I can defeat him. But for some reason, he ended up resetting. I think he has to interact in some way, so I'm going to have to keep moving back and forth so his health doesn't reset. The only problem with the slingshot is that it deals low damage. Even with 70 points in weapons, you barely deal any damage. And I hope that as soon as I defeat the Gorilla King, we'll unlock Mastery 20. And I haven't even reached Mastery 18, but we managed to level up 4 times, and that's what matters. Now at level 30, we can switch islands, and it's on this island that we're going to unlock our first ability. I unlocked the first ability, and when we use it on all the enemies at the same time, creates this blue ball. It seems like we trap the enemy for a while, but I'm not sure. But just having an area attack ability is already going to help a lot. It seems like we hold the enemy for a while, but I'm not sure. But just having an area attack ability is already going to help a lot. I can already take on the bulls. The only problem is that I still haven't unlocked all the abilities of our slingshot. And it turns out, the slingshot is really bad. It's low and doesn't deal much damage. Your ability isn't the best, so my best option is to switch weapons as soon as possible. But what I still need to do is talk to the blacksmith so we can upgrade our slingshot. The boss is already low on health, and one downside of the slingshot is that since it takes us so long to defeat the enemy, I can barely take advantage of our double XP. But now, by defeating the bug, can already move on to the next island. On this island, there isn't a boss for us to defeat, but it's here that we're going to unlock our last ability. We can finally switch weapons, and a good part is that we can gather all the enemies and stand on top of a house hitting them all at the same time. As soon as I defeat this enemy, we're going to unlock our last ability. Finally, now when we use it, we release a bomb. It's a good ability, but now that we've completely mastered our slingshot, can already switch weapons. And to buy it, we just need to come back to the central city, talk to the NPC, and for $8,000, we'll be able to buy our next weapon. And I hope this one is a bit better, not just for shooting faster, but also for dealing more damage. With just one, we deal 156 damage. It's not that fast for us to shoot, but just by the amount of damage we deal, it's already worth it. I unlocked the first ability of our new weapon, and when we use it, we release this explosion. It's almost the same as the last ability of the slingshot. The good thing is that this will be our first attack that deals area damage, because I can't stand defeating a single NPC anymore. I leveled up to go to the next island, but I still have 1 minute and 30 seconds of double XP, so I'm going to take advantage of that and keep leveling up here. I've already arrived at our new island, and there's a cave here where we can buy some abilities like the instant step, which is a teleport. We can also buy the weapon hack, which is really good, not just for taking less damage, but also for dealing more damage. And we have a double jump that costs $10,000, and I only have $3,000 left. And I'm going to need to gather more so we can buy our next weapon. But since I haven't mastered our weapon yet, it's not a problem because I won't need the next one anytime soon. Now I've leveled up so we can face another boss. And by defeating this boss, it's likely that we'll unlock the last ability of our weapon. The only downside is the first ability, which when we use it, the enemy is really far away, especially when I'm about to defeat NPCs. Most of them have already left the island. That last attack is enough for us to finish off, and we unlocked last ability of our weapon, and I even managed to level up 5 times at once. But now using our 50 mastery ability, Unleash a Tornado. It's a good ability because even though it throws the enemy far away, they just go up. As for the first ability, when we use it, we throw the enemy in any direction. And this is what happened with this snowman. To keep leveling up, I need to buy our next weapon, and we can get it here in the central city for 10,500. This one looks more like a pistol, and to unlock all the abilities, one will cost 15 mastery, and the other will cost 80. I did a test, and apparently this weapon fires faster than the previous one. Defeating the boss once again was enough for us to unlock unlock the first ability, which when we use it, we shoot a different bullet. It doesn't really change anything. It's the same thing as a shot. But from what I've noticed, it does even less damage. We only 115 with this ability, and with a normal shot, deal 219. I'm going to try to gather 2 enemies at the same time to see if it makes any difference. And using it on all of them, it's the same thing. I honestly didn't understand this ability. I managed to understand how the ability works. When we use the ability on the enemy, they end up getting paralyzed for a while. Even so, it's a very short time, and an ability that doesn't deal damage. This will be the next island I'm going to level up on. And the good thing about this island is that the next weapon we need to buy can get it here on this island. And unlike the other islands, here we only have 2 missions. One mission from the NPC and the other from the boss. I leveled up to face the boss, and I don't know if it's going to be that hard to take him on. I hope not. Mainly because he can attack from a long distance, and it away a lot of health. Even so, I believe I'm going to be able to defeat him. I just have to be more careful. And without dying a single time, I managed to defeat, and I also leveled up 4 times. Actually, I leveled up 5 times all at once. And it was really pretty easy. I entered a public server to face the boss, and I ended up finding Whitebeard. I'm not even going to face him, because he's way too strong, and I already know I won't be able to defeat him. I switched islands, and now we're in Skypiea. We just need 1 more level to move on to the next mission, and 5 more mastery points to unlock the second ability. As soon as I defeat this enemy, we unlock the second ability, and when we use it, we unleash a burst of explosion. It's a good ability for us to take down enemies, especially because it hits in an area, but unfortunately, we won't be able to test, because now I need to switch weapons, since I unlocked all the abilities of our weapon. And it's going to be here at the Marine Fortress that we're going to be able to buy the next one, which is going to be a refined stilling that costs 30,000. It's really expensive, but I hope it's worth it. To unlock the first ability, it's going to be 40 mastery. As for the second one, it's 80. And unlike last time, this slingshot is supposed to be a bit faster and deal a bit more damage. I just don't know if that's how it's going to work. In a little while, we unlock the first ability, which when we use it is the same as the previous slingshot. I think what changes is the damage and the range of that attack. And the best part about this weapon is the click, because we attack really fast and can take down the NPCs faster too. I've already switched islands, and now we're going to level up here in the prison. And I'm still using the stilling, and I'm going to keep using it until I get 100 mastery. With 80 mastery, we're going to unlock the last ability. However, if I keep switching weapons, as soon as we unlock all the abilities, there won't be enough weapons until we reach the necessary level. So, for that reason, I'm going to get 100 mastery, and then I'll switch weapons. I unlocked the second ability, and this is going to be the first time I'm actually going to use it. And when we use it, we cause an explosion. It's literally the same ability as the last stilling. I managed to get enough levels to face the first boss. And I've also got over 100 mastery on our stealing, but I'm going to stick with it just to take down this boss. And then I'll end up switching. And with the stealing, it's going to be really easy for us to take down this boss. In no time, he's already down to half health. This stealing turned out to be stronger than I thought. We can take down any enemy really quickly. Quickly, any enemy. I went back to the Navy Fortress to get our next weapon, and it's going to cost a bit more. It's going to be $65,000, but we have enough money and I already bought it. Compared to the old weapon, I think the abilities are going to be the same. What's going to change is the size of the ability, its range, and also how quickly we can shoot. First ability unlocked, which when we use it, we shoot and paralyze the enemy. It's the same ability as the previous weapon, but this time we deal a lot more damage. I got enough levels for us to face the second boss here on Prison Island, and I don't think it's going to be that hard for us to take him down. I just realized now that we only unlock the second ability with 120 mastery. That's a lot for a single ability. This last attack, we're going to take down the boss, and it really was easier than I thought. And I even managed to level up 4 times. In no time, I leveled up to face the last boss of the prison. And I believe this one is going to be a bit more complicated for us to take down, mainly because he can attack from a long distance. And since I only have 100 health, any ability he hits will take us down. Like now that I just died, it's harder than it looks to dodge and hit the abilities, so I don't end up dying. But as soon as he misses, we just need to attack, finish him off successfully. And I even managed to level up 6 levels. That's a lot for a single mission. As soon as I reach level 250, I can change islands, but I'm not going to do that. Since there are 3 bosses here on Prison Island for us to defeat, I'm going to take on all 3 until I get enough levels to do the second mission on the next island. I leveled up enough to skip an entire island. The next island we were supposed to go to was the Coliseum, but we ended up coming straight to the volcano, and I can already do the second mission there. I ended up leveling up more than 100 levels on a single island, which is a lot. This NPC is trickier to defeat because he teleports, so I can land some hits, but before I can take him down, he ends up teleporting and defeating me. I ended up leveling over 100 levels on a single island, which is a lot. This NPC is trickier to defeat because he teleports, so I can land some hits, but before I can can take him down, he ends up teleporting and defeating me. Now I have a level to take down the boss, and as soon as we defeat him, I'll unlock our last ability for our weapon. So it won't be easy to take him down because he can attack from a long distance. So even though I stay far away, I'm still going to have to dodge the attacks. And without dying a single time, I managed to defeat him and unlock the last ability that was missing. That when we use it, we release several bombs, dealing 1,000 damage. But now that we've unlocked all the abilities, I can switch weapons. The next weapon is also here at the Marine Fortress, and it's going to be way more expensive than the last ones. It's going to cost 100,000, but I have enough money, and it's not as fast as the others. And the best part is, this is the first weapon that can deal area damage, so I'll be able to take down several enemies at once. I unlocked the first ability of our weapon, and unlike the last one, this one only goes up to 100 mastery for us to unlock all the abilities. But the first ability, when we use it, we unleash a burst of fire. I didn't quite understand it. It's a really cool ability. Now I've leveled up enough for us to switch islands, and if I'm not mistaken, our next island is going to be underwater. Before heading to the next island, I'm going to try to get the observation haki. The only problem is that I'm going to end up spending a lot of money, but what I need to do is press these buttons. That was the first, second, third, fourth, and the fifth and last button. When I press all the buttons, it will unlock this secret passage where we can grab this torch. With this torch, we burn this door and grab this cup. And with the cup, we fill it here in this drip. After filling the cup, we hand it over to this guy. Now I just need to talk this young man. And now it's just about taking down this thief. Depending on your level, it's going to be pretty easy to take him down. In my case here, 3 attacks were enough. After defeating the bandit, talk to the young man again. By talking to him, we get this relic. With the relic, we open this secret passage and just need to defeat this boss. The only problem is that he's pretty tough to defeat, and he can also attack from a distance. So even if I try to dodge, there's still a chance he'll hit me. I ended up getting defeated once, and if I don't get back fast enough, he's going to regain his health. Unfortunately, I came back too late, and he already regained his health. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that he got stuck and try to defeat him from here. I just hope he stays like this until the end. And we managed to defeat him successfully, and luckily he ended up getting stuck for some reason. And now we can buy the observation haki. Now I just need to come here to Skypia and talk to this NPC. And for 750,000, we can buy the observation haki. Now that I've got everything I needed, we can go back to the park. I unlocked the last ability, which when we use, releases a mega explosion that also leaves fire on the ground. It seems like a really good ability, and even though this is the first weapon that deals area damage, I didn't really like it that much, because it takes a long time to shoot, and your first ability is with the NPC, really far away. I've unlocked all the abilities, but I'm not going to buy the next weapon. We're still over 300 levels away from leaving this first world, and there are only 2 more weapons for us to get, so there are more levels and weapons. For that reason, I'm going to start over. I'm going to get stealing again. I'm going to get 100 mastery with him, and then I'm going to keep switching weapons till the right moment to buy the next weapon. Now I have a level to face the boss, and I've also at 100 mastery in stealing, so we can already go for next weapon. And this one already has 50 mastery, so we just need 50 more. The best part is that all the abilities unlocked, so it's going to be much easier. The only problem with this boss is that he has 2 lives, so it's not going to be that easy to defeat him. And unfortunately, I ended up dying for defeating him. I didn't even notice it properly, but I managed to defeat him somehow. And all the points I'm getting right now, I'm putting into energy, because when I'm using both abilities, I end up running out of energy in the end. I've already got blood mastery, and I can go for the next weapon now. And not only can I go for the next weapon, but I can also go to the next island. I don't know what the seed is for, and this time we're going to level up in Skypia. Actually, we already level up in Upper Skypia. I reached a high enough level for us to do the second mission. And the good thing here is that by defeating this boss, going to get our next weapon. I just got 100 mastery on our weapon, but that doesn't matter right now. I just realized that this isn't going to be the boss that drops our next weapon. I ended up skipping a boss that was supposed to drop the weapon, and I totally forgot about him. And the one who will drop our next weapon is the Magma Admiral. I just need to be lucky for him to drop his weapon. And I totally forgot that he dropped a weapon, and that it would be the next weapon we needed to use. Now that my level is higher than his, it gets a lot easier for us to defeat him. But unfortunately, it wasn't this time that he dropped his weapon. After several attempts, I finally managed to get our next weapon. And this one is supposed to be a really good weapon, but the only problem is that to unlock all the abilities, it's 200 mastery. But I really believe that we're going to unlock all the abilities. I have the level to face the next boss, and I'm going to do that using the new weapon. The only problem is that I only have 1 shot, and this is going to be the first confrontation from one shooter to another. I hope I don't get defeated even once. This is the last shot for us to finish him off successfully, but unfortunately, he didn't drop his weapon. But it's okay, because I'm still going to face him over and over again. And I also haven't unlocked all the abilities of our current weapon. And I managed to get an item that took a long time, but it's Soap's hat. And Soap is a shooter, so it's an item I should have gotten long time ago. With this accessory, we reload our weapon faster and deal more damage. I should have gotten it a long time ago. And in a few attempts, I already managed to get our next and last weapon. And this one requires 250 mastery for us to unlock all the abilities. But I still can't use it, since I haven't finished mastering our main weapon. I unlocked the first ability, and I have no idea how it works. But when we use it, unleash an explosion. So far, from what I've understood, the weapons are going to unleash some kind of explosion. I'm already facing the second to last boss here in the first world. It's been pretty easy to take him down, cause I can keep a really good distance. He can't hit us, and I can deal a lot of damage. So with just a few attacks, we can take him down successfully. And just with this mission, I leveled up 4 times. And without realizing it, I unlocked the second ability of our weapon, which when we use it, and it's the same ability as our previous weapon. In the first ability, we unleash an explosion. And in the second ability, we unleash a tornado or a hurricane. The only thing that changes is the size of the attack. But now that we've unlocked all the abilities, we can use the last weapon. And this one looks a lot like a cannon. The only difference is that it's not a cannon. The bazooka. Unfortunately, I ended up dying, but it's no big deal. I unlocked our first ability, which, when I use it, leashes a massive explosion. It's the same ability as the cannon. It's on a much larger scale. And the damage from this ability, 1700. Now I've leveled up enough for us to face the last boss here in the first world. I just don't know if it's going to be that easy to take him down. I'm going to use all the possible abilities to take him down as quickly as I can. My problem is that I have low energy, so to keep dodging attacks and using some abilities, current energy isn't enough. But without too much trouble, I can take him down with this last attack, and without dying, single time. As soon as I defeat these enemies, we're going to unlock our last ability. And this one took me a long time to unlock. It's 250 mastery, and I don't have double the mastery. But now that we've unlocked our ability, as soon as we use it, we unleash a bunch of explosions, then set the ground on fire. But I was so focused on the animation that I didn't see how much damage it does. But now, using it the right way on the enemy deals almost 3000 damage. And I'm not even at max points in my weapon. But now that we've mastered all our weapons, just need to reach level 700. And this is the last enemy. And as soon as we defeat him, we'll hit level 700. And all our missions have been completed. We managed to get all the weapons here in the first world and mastered all of them. Which, by the way, took a lot of work, but that wasn't the only thing we managed to do. We also got the best accessory for shooters here in the first world. And to wrap things up successfully, I'm still going to test my luck by getting our first fruit, which, by the way, was the cutting fruit. But that's it. I hope you all enjoyed it. See you in the next video, and